Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace the taillight in a 2018 and newer Volvo XC60. So assisting me is the lovely Sophie, so she's my beautiful girlfriend. Go check out her social media, she's an amazing pastry chef. So in this one, the reason we're replacing it is right there. So actually I have a new one sitting right over here. We're about to start pulling off everything that we need to get to it, and let me go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so starting off, you're going to need pry tools. So if you have any of these, great. If not, they're on Amazon for like a few bucks. But there's this little tiny square cover, so you're just going to use a pry tool, get up underneath here, and you can just pop it right out, which I've already loosened it. But once you pop that out, hold on to it because the light I got does not come with one, so I'm going to reuse this exact one. But there's, right here you can see that there's a bolt that we're going to have to pull out, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with that bolt. Alright guys, so in order to get like this whole entire panel off, which we're going to have to do, this little top piece just pops right up. There's 4 little tabs on the bottom, so just pull it straight up and you're good to go. And then this little panel below here, there's a little lever that you can pull out of the way and actually pulls the seat belt aside. And right behind it is another bolt, and it's the exact same bolt as the one we pulled out from the back of the taillight. And the size on that bolt, in case you're wondering, is 8 millimeters. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pull this bolt out. Just like the other one, it's going to be kind of long, so it might take a few minutes. So just have some patience with it. Alright, so once you take the bolt out, it's actually kind of short. Set it aside, and then you can lift from the front side and just pop this piece straight up, and then it should be able to slide right out. And you can just set it down into the side. And then now we're going to work on trying to get this piece off. Which, once you take that out, it's pretty much super loose. You're just going to have to pop it out from behind the little trim here behind the seat. Alright, and leaving it pretty much about right here should be enough for us to be able to get into what we need to get a hold of and unhook everything. Alright guys, so whenever you pull this back, you're going to see like this little piece of foam right above the ECU. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pull out this little piece of foam. It's just kind of wedged in there, it's just a circle. Set it aside. So right in here is actually the plug that you're going to pull out. So there's a little tiny tab. Alright guys, so I'm going to use an Allen wrench to show you where the little, it's like a little tiny tab you need to move out of the way. So I'm just going to use it kind of as a little pointer. But right in here on the side closest to me is actually a little tiny tab, so you're going to push that, and then you should be able to wiggle the little plug right out of the back of the taillight. So once you push this little tab right here on the side, you're just going to pull the entire thing right out. And just like that, the taillight is disconnected. Alright, so now that we have that unplugged, I might be doing this a little out of order, but it still works either way. Now we're actually going to go over to remove this top panel, which has a Torx 20 right here and right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull those out. Alright, so now that I got both of those screws out, I'm just going to go ahead and pull on this panel. We're just going to pull it straight out, and then it kind of swings down. This little piece can slide right out, so we're just going to go ahead and set that aside. And then just take this and just slowly pull it down. And you want to go straight down because there is a tab that goes up behind the carpet right here. So straight down and out, and there it is. Alright, so once you pull the little panel off from right here on the pillar, you're going to notice there's a hole right here. There's a little tiny hole which you can actually see through. But through this one, straight up and back, there's actually going to be a little nut they're going to have to remove. And whenever you're kind of looking at it, the little nut actually hooks on right back in here. So the little screw is kind of like up, and it connects right about here where my fingertip is, up on the inside. It's a little too tight to get the camera up in there, but in person you can actually see through this little hole and actually see it up in there. Alright, so I had to put a really long extension on the ratchet here, but I just hooked it onto the little nut, so I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew it here. It's actually kind of loose already, so let me just do this by hand. Alright, so just unscrew the nut, pulling this out, so you can kind of see how long of an extension I had to put on there. But this right here is the little nut that we had to pop off. And just like the other screws, it's also going to be an 8mm. Alright, so the bumper does have to come off in order to get the light out because there's a little tiny black trim right here which the rear bumper will then slide in right into that slot. So in order to get the taillight out, we're gonna have to pull the bumper off in order to pop it out. All right, so to start off taking off the rear bumper, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 Torx screws on the back end. So I'm just gonna go ahead and remove these now. All right, so once you remove those 6 screws, you're gonna pull back the wheel liner, and there's a 7th screw hiding right up in here. So you're just gonna go ahead and remove that one. All right, so then to take the bumper off, you're just gonna go ahead and pull straight out. All right, so then you're just gonna keep pulling the bumper straight out, and you can kind of see, like right now, it's coming out from underneath the edge of the light here. So come around to this side and just pop it straight back. All right, so when you are taking off the bumper, in order to remove this, what you're actually gonna do is you're gonna turn it counterclockwise, maybe like a half turn, and then pull straight out. All right, so to make it quite a bit easier, there's actually 2 screws just to the left side of the bumper, or I guess towards the inside of the car. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop those 2 screws out. I already got one out, I'm just loosening the other. And this will allow us to pretty much take the bumper a little bit further off, and then we can actually kind of lower it so we can actually access what we need to access behind the light. So as you can see right here, this little wire runs right along underneath the light, and then right here it actually is zip tied onto a little tab. So we're gonna get right up behind here, and it's like one of those little Christmas tree tabs. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this to kind of get back behind here so I can try to push that little tab out. There we go, so now that's free. And then there's another little tab right here, so I'm trying to push from behind so I can pop that out. It should just be able to pull straight out, and there we go. And then what you notice is actually right here, this bolt is also on the taillight as well. So what we're gonna have to do is take out this bolt and this bolt to be able to move this panel out of the way, and then we can access this one and be able to get the taillight out. All right, so right up in here is actually like a little tab on this piece right here. So it's on the back side up behind it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna push down on this, and it kind of like, the whole thing, after you take out these 2 screws, the whole thing is gonna like come down, and then you can swing it out to the front, just like that. And now that opens up this bolt for you to be able to go ahead and take off. Baby, suck it, dude, 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 dude. And we got the screw out. All right, so it should be everything. Now the light should be able to slide right out of place. Just like that, it's removed. All right, guys, so now that we have the old light out, we're gonna put the new one in. And one of the things you wanna keep in mind is this little screw right here. When you go to put it in place, make sure you kind of hook that in first, because it will sit right up in here, and you don't wanna try to like hook this in place and then have that not line up, because that's gonna be one of the little hang-ups. But let's just go ahead and put it into place. All right, so just like all the other steps, now we got it in, we gotta put everything back together. All right, so just like before, I'm gonna do everything in the exact same order, but reversed. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with putting this little bolt right back in the front edge of the taillight. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting this little trim piece back in, and then kind of getting the bumper put back on. All right, so whenever you do put the bumper back on, you wanna make sure that this long tab right here actually goes right in between the red light and this little black trim piece, and it's gonna slide right into there. All right, so now we got all the other little tabs in place. Now we can go ahead and put the bumper right back onto the car. It's gonna be the exact same process. Obviously, it's like everything else before, but reversed. So we're just gonna take the bumper, we're gonna put it right back up into place, and we're gonna start snapping it all back together. All right, so now the bumper's right back on, everything's lined up. I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting in all the screws in the wheel liner, as well as the 2 up underneath. All right, guys, so if this video helped you, definitely go down, put in the comments below if it helped you or not. And if you have any other questions, just definitely shoot it down in the comments and I can answer to the best of my ability. To me, this project is fairly simple. I do kind of have somewhat of a car background experience with just taking off panels and whatnot. But yeah, if you guys like this video, definitely go down and hit that like button down below. And if you want to see videos of other kind of how-to with different cars, definitely hit that subscribe button and a bunch of other cool, crazy car content. Also, thank you to Sophie. So she helped out quite a bit, especially even just holding a light can make the biggest difference. So definitely go check out her social media. Follow her on Instagram, and you can see all kinds of crazy, awesome baked goods that she does, because she is like the best pastry chef ever. But yeah, if you guys like this video, definitely like, subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.